My husband is going to greet us all in a second. He's muted. No, I don't hear you. Marty, is he a co-host? Okay, I think he didn't make you co-host. Hold on one second. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Okay, you go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Lenny and I, as well as looks like 434 folks, are joining on Friday Night Live. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you. Good job, honey. Very, very good job. I could not do as good a job as you. Welcome, everybody, to Friday Night Live. We're happy that you're all here. As he said, we have a really, really good turnout. We apologize for having to not have our webinar last week, Friday, but we wanted to support the UK and Germany events, and a couple of our speakers were traveling to the event. So in support and respect for those events, we scheduled it to today. And today we have a fabulous topic for you. The topic is value, the key to Onpassive success. And in my opinion, Onpassive is synonymous with value. When I think about Onpassive, that's the first thing that comes to mind. It's going to make us a powerhouse globally, I believe, and you're going to find out exactly how when we have our speakers tonight. And we're going to start off with Bob Takusi, who's going to give us an overview of the topic. Go ahead, Bob Takusi. Okay, let's see. Is he, or got to make him a co-host? Okay, you're co-host now. You can speak, Bob.
All right. Hello, everyone. Greetings from Bel Air, Maryland. It was a beautiful day today. Hi, everybody. Hello, Mr. Madi, Uncle Madi, Brother Madi, Degamo, Mr. Chris Johnson. It's good to see you. Thank you, Auntie Lynn, and of course, Mr. Rob Gorman. Very supportive of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you to Dr. Bill is in the house. I believe Mr. Dan Street and Gladys Nyaburo and all the Leadership Council members who are in the house that might not have seen. Thank you to my sister Marcienne. Good to see you, and all the O winners who are in the house. My fellow brothers, the OTech pros. Last week we had an amazing show in England, and we decided to, together with Auntie Lynn, to postpone our webinar because of respect for them. So it's good to see you, my brothers, Collins and Vincent, and of course, my bosom friend and brother, Oliver Fonte. It's good to be here again. This is our comfort zone, Friday Night Live. So like Lynn said, we are talking about value tonight. Value, the key to Onpassive success. It's value. You know, I believe that the secret weapon of Onpassive is her value. And this value is what is going to take us, Onpassive, to the top. To the very top is her value. Her value is dynamic. It's been compounded. Compounded and compounded. It is not static. Every day, something is added to Onpassive, every single day. If you go and you look at the analysis and you try to depict the value of Onpassive, every day it goes up. Let me use the word of our own founder, Mr. Ash Mufareh. He says the core spirit of Onpassive is the value. Those are not my words, those are the words from Mr. Ash Mufareh. And there's a video in the back office. I hope we have all seen that video. Remember last year when we opened the office in Hyderabad, there was a 7-minute and I think 18 seconds video. There's something in the beginning of the video, there's a narrator, there's someone speaking in the beginning of the video. And I would bet you that those words are coming from Mr. Ash Mufareh. In the very beginning, there's a narrator who is talking. He opens by saying that equal opportunity for all, bridging the gap between big and small. Onpassive is driven by people with passion to transform businesses as their mission. That we are bringing today's technology to tomorrow's technology today. When I personally listened to Onpassive for the first time, or when this opportunity fell on my lap for the first time, this once in a lifetime privilege. It was this value, the value that is associated with this massive company. It is the value that actually drew my attention, that pulled me in. I immediately realized that Onpassive is unique. This value, it is unique. I immediately realized that the concept is possible technically. And then the price. Let us not be fooled by the price of what we all as founders have had the privilege to benefit from, the benevolence of Ash Mufareh. Let us not be fooled. First of all, it is very important for us to note that the actual price is or was $9.97. But Mr. Ash gave us almost a 90% discount because, as we said in the opening here, equal opportunity for all. This is a man with a heart of gold. He wants to give this opportunity to everyone around the world, from Papua New Guinea to Cameroon to Nigeria, to all the underprivileged countries. He wants to give all of us an equal opportunity. So that value, the value is not the $97 that you paid. Because I myself, for one, when I listened to this opportunity for the first time, I was thinking about maybe $5,000, and I was beginning to think how I'll raise those funds, which is not even equal to what we now know. The value of Onpassive, the value. It is this value that tells us that the system is built, the way Onpassive is built is created from scratch. It is value-oriented. Onpassive is one of those companies that I know, that are customer-oriented to give the customer the most value. It is built with artificial intelligence from scratch, from the underlying layer, to add that value. It is automated and integrated and single sign-on. So you get it, you glide around inside our ecosystem from one application to another. The value that it gives you. Our products, as we will all testify here, and we have been doing for the past few months, the value is superior. There is nothing like Onpassive out there right now in the industry that we know, the products of Onpassive. There's none. The security is there. We've spoken to our CEO. He gives value, a lot of value to security. From the beginning, as you enter the door inside, from the beginning, from the employees into the back office, the back end, security is intact, is guaranteed. The value, he puts value in security. The superiority of our products are guaranteed. Unmetered. There's no counter to determine how many people can use this product or not. No, it's unmetered. It gives value over market value. Each day, as we speak, each day, the value of Onpassive products increases. I personally believe that most of these products have been ready for a while. Mr. Ash is consistently adding value. That's what they are doing. Consistently adding value to our products. Each and every one of them. Value. He's adding value upon value upon value to our products. Let's look at our employees. Those are partners, I might say, respectfully, who are working night and day the value that Mr. Ash Mufareh puts on them. He has brought these magnificent folks, started in Calcutta, few of them, then moved them because he wanted to add value. He's adding value. Remember, this man is constantly compounding. He wants to add more value. So they moved from Calcutta, few of them, to about 200 in Bangalore. And then he moves them again to the high-tech city, adding more value, getting our own building, more value to Onpassive. Now about almost somewhere around 800 to 1,000 force strong. Value. And what does he do? He unleashes them so that the value that they have, what they have, he unleashes these magnificent men and women, lets them loose so that their imagination can go to work. And they are doing exactly what is benefiting all of us. We are the benefactor of their brilliance. He adds value to them every single month. Gives cars, laptops, iPhones, mopeds. He adds value to them and to the company. When you do that, you retain your employees. They stay. And the value, the consistency of the value is maintained. Nobody's going to go anywhere. Their salary is being compounded because of the value our founder has for them. Training. There is a training department that we have to constantly increase the value of all the employees. It's a training department. We all know that. Not only that, we have an AI machine learning department where special folks have been brought in to understand these systems, to build it so that we'll keep on compounding and taking us further away from the rest of the industry. The innovation labs, digital and physical. Those are all compounding and adding value to us, to Onpassive. It's the value, what we are. It is the value. That is what is going to, that is what is distinguishing us and will distinguish us from the rest of the world. Our offices, compounding, adding value from Hyderabad to Singapore to Dubai, 2 floors, and another one in the Dubai Internet City being in the works, adding value to Onpassive and to us, the founders. Look at the marketing campaign that we did at the end of March and the whole April. Every single week, value was added to that massive once-in-a-lifetime marketing campaign that has no one have ever seen before. First week, we introduced Onpassive, the beautiful water dancing fountain, water dancing. We saw Onpassive. The next week, he added went inside the Dubai Mall, went around. The next week, we compounded it again. And then finally, we dropped the product to show that the products are coming. Constantly adding value. That's what Onpassive is. Value-oriented. The world is now in a recession. It's probably going to get worse. The product of Onpassive, the value of Onpassive, as our founders say, the core spirit of Onpassive is the value. The value of our products is what is going to take us to the top. When we go out to the market, the value of our product is what every CEO, like my brother Oliver always says, every CEO is going to recommend Onpassive because every CEO wants the most at the least cost, optimize their costs. Onpassive products brings that value to every company. You have the best product at the most minimal price. Unmetered. Licensing, no licensing problems. Driven by the latest technology. The value that Onpassive products bring is what is going to bring every company, all the biggest companies around the world are going to converge inside Onpassive. The value of Onpassive. Now, when we actually understand the value of Onpassive, there are a few things that we also as founders must remember, must know. If you really understand Onpassive, then like Dr. King says, Martin Luther King, I mean here, the ultimate measure of all of us, ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate measure of each and every one of us is not by when at our convenience. He says the ultimate measure of a man is not when during the times of your convenience and comfort or luxury and fame. It is when or what we do with those that are in despair, those that are sick, those that are poor. What do we do? If you really understand the value of Onpassive, the value, what this gift that this man, this unique of a man has given, has bestowed onto us, if you understand the value, then humility, we should be humble with this gift, my dear friends. Because there's a saying that in humility lies strength. We don't need to go left, go right, and try to prove to people that, or boast, no. But he says that we should be proud. Yes, be proud. Be proud with your actions, with the good deeds that you do. Be proud when you see a homeless man under the bridge, lift him up. Be proud in your actions when you uplift orphans. Be proud in your actions in countries around the world, war-torn countries, what you do. The spirit of Mufareh, our founder, when you understand the value of Onpassive, you also understand the spirit of our founder, the benevolence of his heart. And then you remember that there is Obless, which is a flagship product of Onpassive. That is what is going to make the world actually really know us. Let us not forget to hold our hands together, because the value of Onpassive brings all of us together, especially us, the founders. Let us remember to hold our hands together, wrap it around each continent. I believe if 1.455793 founders hold their hands together, we can go around each continent and do good. In the spirit of our founder, Mufareh, we replicate. He uses that word consistently. We replicate ourselves constantly. Thank you, Auntie Lynn. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Bob. That was beautifully said. And you know, value is going to set us apart from every other company on earth. So we're just so happy and proud to be part of Onpassive. Next, we have Colin, who's going to be talking about products and value. Go ahead, Colin.
Thank you, Atilin. Just want to greet everyone in the room today. We're happy to be here. Another Friday again, Friday Night Live. I just want to greet all the Leadership Council member, Patty Digamo, Mike Ellis, and everyone. If I don't mention you, you are all welcome to this great topic, value. And Bob, well said. You know, you've just introduced everything so beautifully. And now we want to dive deep into the product, the value of our product. But before I even start to look at the product, I just want to say something quote from Mr. Mufareh. He said, "We have over-delivered." You know, from day one, he always used the statement, "We have over-delivered." And when you look at that statement, you realize that we came, he said it, we came for a cup of coffee. And they gave us what? The whole supermarket. A cup of coffee, and we are giving the whole supermarket. That's so wonderful. He talks about minimum value product. Every time he's been saying this minimum value to market value, and now over market value. It means every day when we look at Onpassive, value is being added on top of value. And we are talking about disruptive functionality. We're talking about AI driven. We're talking about integration. We're talking about shortcut. I know a lot of people don't even know that. You know, shortcut that reduce the time spent of navigation, you know, functionality navigation. That's what a lot of people don't know. You look at our old mail, look at most of the other products, you know, you have that shortcut there. We always call it shortcut in IT term. Means they have just removed each of the function where you have to click several times to get to a particular function and then put it in front of you. So you can just click once and it's just in front of you and you can just zoom out, you are out. That is the interface. That is value, you know, and there are times that will come out, start to talk about individual products, look at the interface, you know, dive deep into what Mr. Mufareh and the team have just put together, what makes the difference between our products and other products out there in the market. You know, most of the time, you know, the founders always look at Onpassive in a nutshell. You know, you look at Onpassive as Onpassive. And when you look at Onpassive, the way it is, sometimes we, the founders, we really undervalue it based on the price, the amount we pay to come in. But when you start to zoom in, you know, really zoom in, I mean completely zoom in, splitting this company, you know, when I talk about companies, you start to split them down to individual company, you discover that this is really massive. You know, when you look at, because when I said companies, it means Mail is a company on its own right. Odex is a company on its own right, multi-billion-dollar company. You know, Academy is a company. So you have to split everything for you to be able to appreciate what Mr. Mufareh and the team have put together, integrate them, connected by application programming interface with a single sign-on. That is what people, a lot of founders don't know. So they look at Onpassive, wow, it's just Onpassive, wow, we just pay $97. They see it as one, and that is why they cannot really differentiate Onpassive with other companies. But we are talking about a global IT company that has been adding value on top of value, you know, all system integrated with disruptive technology. So when you look at it, what do you categorically say Mail what in the market as compared to Gmail, Yahoo Mail, you know, all the other mailing system? We know how it is. Have you ever taken a close look on the interface? How many clicks do you, how many times, or how do you get to the calendar of the other? I just want to name just simple functionality. Go and take a look. How many pop-ups do you see? It's something that we don't want to see. We don't want to say it here because we are still yet to go to the market. Sometimes you can't even use them with a lot of buggy things coming up, something that is so annoying in all of the emails. But we are talking about clean technology driven by AI. I'm not saying that those mailing systems are not good. Yes, they are good. But remember, time passes and the technology which was used to build that is really sometimes, you know, out of market. Nobody will even work. I don't think some of the IT engineers will even love to work in those type of outdated technologies. They are all obsolete. Legacy technology, that's how we call it, legacy technology. No IT engineer want to work in that type of environment. They want to work in an environment where there are clean technology, modern technology, and that is why Onpassive come in the right time. Where if you look at all the tools that are used to build what we have now, they are all what is really hot cake in the market. That's what they use. And that is why we are on top of the game. We are talking about value. They are not, most of those technologies are not cheap. They are not cheap in the market. They are not cheap to integrate, and they are not cheap to even get them. That is part of the value. You want something nice, you must get the most expensive thing. Value between the employees. Every time Mr. Onpassive said they need to upskill, because the moment you don't give them that training, that level of training, they will be outdated. So to build good technology like what we have, you must have that knowledge, that experience of building this technology. We are talking about value here. Looking at our products, splitting them all before you integrate them. Mr. Mufareh said, we have 9 products coming, and the others, they are above market value. When he talk about market value, he is someone who always look at things and said, if it is not good, I will not put it out, I will not put my signature. He is a master class of value because he sees what is in the market. He watch them. He's a master marketer. He knows, and we are founders. Let's be honest to ourselves. Can you really buy something that's not really good? Can you go to a supermarket and say, wow, this is not good, but I'll just take it just to manage it? We want something good, more quality things for more affordable price. This is Onpassive. If you are not on top of your game, you'll be kicked out of the market. We are living in a competitive world. Onpassive is here to deliver that. There is no middle way. There is no middle way when it comes to IT solution. Either you are good or you are bad. That's it. There is no like, oh, I'm in the middle. But we are talking about a company that exceeded goodness. It's not about good. It's about surpass the goodness, the quality of our products. And when you start to look at it, you look at our products, go to Academy, look at it. We can go based on functionality. A lot, those who have used a lot of online study application out there. You talk about Udemy, we don't want to call their names. They will be outgone because we have the functionality, a genuine platform, a good platform where students can come in, take exams, and study in a peaceful and more qualified, things. We can go on and on based on the functions at the comfort of your own home, and you are certified or have qualified education, qualified certificate without traveling. That is value. Talk about O-Connect. Split it out, compare with what is out there. O-Connect is the best of the best. We have used some of them here. We know what we are facing. Sometimes they kick you out, they bring you in. Sometimes the internet is poor, some quality, sometimes you can't even get what the person is saying, and you have to shut it down. Sometimes people come in because the security is not good. You have those who can jump in and do whatever they want to do and go out. But that's value. We can go on and on. Is it ODEX? Is it all staff? How many human resource software you use, where you have to integrate human resource upon human resource to be able to do a single job? A job that will cost you, that will take 30 minutes, you spend time of logging into a lot of applications, and it will take you 1 hour to log into a lot of applications just to get a job done for 30 minutes. And your manager will come and shout at you and say, why are you taking too much time? Because you spend all the time logging. Sometimes you log in, you forgot your login credentials. You have to call the customer success team or customer support to create or reset your password. That's time consuming, valuable time wasted for nothing. And that's what the world is. But Onpassive is coming to give us that dynamic, that platform, time frame. So you will be able to go in, do what you're supposed to do, and come out. We can go on and on and on looking at our products. And Mr. Mufareh is someone who look at, he said, we are already 3 years or 10 years away ahead of every other technology out there. And before they catch us, I'm always use them, catch us if you can. Catch us if you can. You cannot catch us. Because where we are now with our technology, it will take 3 years for other companies out there to catch us. And by the time they come, we are already ahead. And that is why we have the innovation lab, because we have those who brainstorm and come up with new ideas of adding more values on top of the product we have and bringing new product again. So we can go on and on, look at what we have in the whole of our ecosystem. Mr. Alfred said, let us not be talking about the limited, because we remember this is an IT company. Our products are unlimited because they will continue build and build and build and build. There are products that we don't even know. We know only maybe 10%, maybe 2%, because sometimes when Mr. Mufareh comes out, we discover that we don't know anything. We don't know anything. Whatever is there, we don't know it. Sometimes you feel like you know 10%. When he comes out and speaks, you discover that you know even 0%. There's nothing, and this is the madness. I call it a good madness of our system. And this is the time the founders, if you are genuine founders, you have to start to take a close look of what we have in hand. Start to look at what is out there. That is when you start to appreciate what we have. Honestly, what we have now will split the whole continent. I always said it will turn the world upside down. And the time is coming where we, the founders, will work out people using ONET. And you'll be hearing it and say, my goodness, this is one of the best, social media application I've ever seen. How will you feel as a founders? You being the first to see ONET. And you walk by, people are shouting, screaming for ONET, screaming for OPAL, screaming for OConnect, screaming for Academy. You'll be feeling like, my goodness, I've been part of something great. And this is the greatness of Onpassive. So I will leave it there, Antolin, and I'll push it back to you. We can go on and on here, but it's crazy.
Awesome, Colin. Oh gosh.
Cow.
I know, that's what I was saying, Marty. They are on fire tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to speak now. Are you kidding?
They're going to be a hard act for you to follow, for sure. But yeah, value, it is unsurpassed in Onpassive, definitely. And the products are a prime example. High value, meaning the best products available, yet at the lowest pricing. You can't beat it. And unmetered, superior, secure, integrated, single sign-on, so many features that's going to make us the king of the kingdom of IT products. All right. So next we go on to Vincent, and Vincent Ete is going to talk about the data center in relationship to value. So you can take the floor, Vincent.
Thank you, Antolin, and also thank you also to Rob for organizing this great webinar. I've seen my brother Collins is fire up. We see also Bob also, so they did a great job. Congratulations to my brothers for this great job. And then also I would like to say also hello to all the participants here, those who are watching us, and also those who are sitting there YouTube watching us, and those also who will watch us after the recording event. So hello to all of you, and thank you for coming to this great webinar. I see two of my brother did a great job, so I'll take it to the different area. Also, hello to the great leaders, the leadership council members. I know I see a lot of them, they are here. Thank you for being here, and also thank you for your support. Thank you for being here for this time. So we love you, and then we'll say thank you for being supporting us as well. And we see also Marty Rigamo, the papa of this event. Also, hello to you over there. Okay, I would like also to talk about the data center is one of our physical products, because when my brother Collins and Bob, they said about a lot of Onpassive. So, and then we have also a great product is, I would say, is above most of our product, because it's the big house. So there is the data center. So first of all, I would like to introduce what is a data center, and then break it down for different way or different aspect for people to understand exactly what is a data center. So data center is a facility that centralizes an organization IT operation, and then IT equipment. So this is in one word, the data center. But I will try to break in the data center is like a big house, a house like you have a big warehouse in somewhere, anywhere, it could be anywhere in the world. And then that big house, we have a dedicated space for IT system. And then that IT system, we can have such like servers, backup devices. This is inside the data center. And then inside that data center, that big house, we have also like cables, network cable. We have also network devices like routers, switches, gateways, and also hubs, many of them. And then we have an interrupted power supply. So when event, the power supply also help to handle maybe the power very well, or maybe in case of outage of power, the power supply start working there so that our system is uptime and working all the time. We have also the cooling equipment to keep maybe to keep running at optimal time, the temperature. So we have all this in the data center. This all the equipment in there. That's why they call it the data center. It's not only so all this IT equipment inside, plus all the devices, cooling the temperature, because when we leave the data center without cooling system, the inside become very, very hot. So we need the cooling system to put the temperature at optimal system so that all is not that hot, and then the machine keep running nicely and do the good job. This is the data center. But on Onpassive, thanks to our CEO, Mufareh, and also the IT team in Hyderabad, they did a great job. So I would like to give them a special thanks for this great job they did. This added to value, like my two brothers said a few minutes ago. This is value. So this is one of our greatest value as well, because the data center is also one of, is like the central of everything we are doing, because all our data, all our application, everything will be us in there. So that, and then we can also host other people in there as well. So this is one of the greatest value. Yeah, it's like the heart also of Onpassive, because there's a lot of information, all our system, everything will be in that big house. So this is the data center. So, and then again, our data center, we have so many value for our data center. The data center is a multi-region data center. So multi-region data center is also like in every region, it will be every region in the world. So this is one big, also biggest aspect of our data center. Our data center will be hybrid. Hybrid means will be in premises and then also in the cloud. So we have hybrid, our data center. So all the value is there, all the great job is there as well. And then our data center hosts 1 billion customers, not 1 million. It's 1 billion customers. So how is it? Great. And then big value for that as well. I know all the data center around the world have the opportunity and then the facility and then all the value we have in our data center. Again, it's not finished for that. We have an artificial intelligence system. So artificial intelligence system is the heart of our data center, is built, powered by artificial intelligence system. Not all the data center in the globe or across the world, they have what we have, because our data center will make us special and different from the rest. What we have, they don't have it, because the artificial intelligence there, the machine learning, they don't have it, only few. And then I will say from that, I believe our data center is the best data center in the world for the time being. And then we have the greatest value for that as well. And we have a fiber optic. Fiber optic is the cable we use it for the data center. It's the best cable in the market right now. And then our data center have that latest technology of cables. We build in a data center. We have that as well. We have laser technology. This is one of the latest technology to boost the internet connection. So if you go to webinar, we see that some people, they have a problem for connection. They can't connect very well to the system, and then the bandwidth is very bad sometimes. So Mr. Ash have think about that. And then what he creates, O Virtual. So O Virtual, if you connect to O Virtual, is our VPN, is a private virtual private network. So using our virtual private network, the VPN called O Virtual, you connect to our system, you have a powerful connection, and then you boost your internet connection and everything becomes very good. And then your internet connection will be powerful. Anything you want to do, you'll be able to do it. So it's called O Virtual. So we have that in the house, VPN connection to boost with the laser technology to also boost the internet connection as well. So we have automation. So our system data center is fully automated. We have automation system for our data center. So this is a machine, also part of the machine learning, also part of the artificial intelligence system. So they are all connected. Automation, artificial intelligence system, they are all connected. So this is very powerful. And then Mr. Ash didn't stop there. You add also more value to data center dual IP addresses. So we have IPv4 because the current IP address we're using is IPv4. And then we use also IPv6, the next generation of IP addresses. So we have that in our house. That's why we call it dual IP address. We use IPv4 and V6 both together. We have that in our data center. This is added value to that. And then in top of that, we have redundancy. So good for our system as well is also one of the greatest value. We have a zero downtime. So that, I mean, our system will be up all the time. So when you go, we have an uptime, always 99.99% uptime, but we can say 100% because it's a machine. So anything can happen, but we have uptime 99.99%. We have a low latency. So when you're trying to get the information, as soon as you click, immediately we get the information simultaneously. So this is the greatest of our data center. We have that. But in top of all these technologies, people might think that, oh, that data center, we have all the latest technology added to our data center. We have everything, or even the artificial intelligence system, automation, dual IP address, all this. So it will be costing, or it will be a lot for us to be there, and then for Onpassive to also know. So what the last thing I would say is our data center is not costly. It's the ideal for business looking for economical solution. So if you are business, you're looking for economical solution, I think Onpassive data center is the key for your business. And then also is a success for your business. So it will also help you because most companies here around the globe today, they are looking for economical solution. So Mr. Ash has found us the economical solution for this data center. So I know those some people watch us from website, from the internet, they will also watch our recording event. So if you are business there, you're looking for a solution, don't wait too long, come contact Onpassive, and then this is where you can have economical solution for your business. So thank you, Angeline. I'll leave there for you. Thank you.
That was an excellent presentation to give people a better understanding of the data center and its offering the highest value to the world. It's good for us as a company because we get to store our data ourselves. We get autonomy and we are assured of the highest security and performance, but also the revenue that will be generated as companies come to us to host their data, knowing that what we have is superior. So thank you for that excellent presentation. Now we go on to Oliver, and Oliver Fonte is going to be giving us his concluding comments. Go ahead, Oliver.
Hi everybody. I want to thank Mike Ellis, Dan Street, Dr. B. Williams. If I don't call your name, please, I just want to thank all of you to be here and to welcome you that you're here. I'm John Bararev. Thank you also for helping us here in the chat, the question. Chris Johnson, also want to thank you. Our big bro, Madi Degamo, that he's with us all the time, coaching us, criticize us, give us good constructive criticism so that to perfect us when we come on board. Yeah, I will start by what my brother Bob quoted, Mr. Ash Mufareh. The core spirit of Onpassive is the value. When you look at the value of what is in Onpassive, you know that we are human. Our CEO is human. Onpassive is built out of a human spirit, that benevolence of to help. I will start with like what he told us on a few days ago about the COVID in Hyderabad, that they came and tested, and we had 8 employees that were COVID affected and positive. And what he did, he revamped the whole place again, and they have to like go back to the our normal, like when COVID started, you know, which is something that he cares for our employees. That is another value. That is the value that he cares for our employees, care for the employees. It will make any employees who want to come and work to Onpassive. Most of them want to come and work with Onpassive. That is a value that Mr. Mufareh is bringing to Onpassive. The tradition of Onpassive now is going to be a different level of tradition or value that they're bringing on the table. Then when you look into our products, that are going to be disruptive products. Let me say this here: the day they'll open the door, Onpassive door to the public, it's going to be like Black Friday, that people wake up around 2 a.m., 1 a.m. to go and stand in front of Best Buy. Those who are in the United States. That is how, with the marketing that is going on, the branding that is going on, the advert that is going on. Not only that, the products, our products, like Collins talk about oatmeal, the products. Then when you look into our domain account, take our domain that is with AI. Which company? You look at all the domain companies out there, providers them out there. Do they have AI in there with their domain? Website changing, dynamic. All customers will run to us. All customers will run to us. The security, SSL for domain, your website, also SSL certificate, that is well secured. Nobody can come in, and it's with what? AI. Our CEO has used AI, has tapped into all the features, the module of AI to build Onpassive. That is why he keeps telling us that we are 3 years ahead. Because the products alone, the day we open the door, let me say it again, the day we open the door is going to be like Black Friday in the United States. That people go and sleep in front of Best Buy. They don't care about the cold, winter, because they want to rush into Best Buy to buy the products. That is how it's going to look like with Onpassive. That is how it's going to look like. With our disruptive products, 100% AI. Structure that right up to the end user. AI driven, all our products, everything. Now we do have another product that he told us that is going to be also just 100% AI. That is the value of Onpassive. None of these other companies out there, tech companies out there, started with what the modern technology, modern equipment that we do have, or their products were built from scratch, from ground up. AI 100%, automated 100%, and the integration, none. That is the value that we are bringing on the table. That is the value. Then when you look into the cost benefit analysis of all what our products are going to bring to the market, like I always say, that the CEO, my brother Bob repeated it again today, CEO will refer CEOs, because what they want to cut down cost. Productivity, bam, up. Efficiency, how secured? Unmetered. That is the value. That is the value that we are bringing on the table. They say also he told us about, he talked to us about the other day about, we are only months away from opening our next most advanced data center. That data center, this second data center is going to be the beast, like he called it also. That is the value that is bringing in this world. My company where I worked before, we paid $1 million every month to AWS. We call the names. $1 million every month to AWS to store our data every month. Guess what? Our own data center is going to be affordable. When they will come, they want to take all domain. They want to take all staff. They want to take all virtual. They want to take this. That is how I'm saying that we are going to sell like hot cake. Because like when the CEO told us that a recession is coming, and Onpassive is going to have the stimulus plan. Yes, we are going to have the stimulus plan because of the value we are bringing into the market. And how? Let me say this, like somebody that is in the industry. The tech companies are sucking the other companies, they are sucking blood out of the other companies because high prices, licenses, yearly licenses, subscription fee. Every year you pay subscription fee. Licenses means they will take 50 or 100 users in that company. They say you pay this amount of money for them. But Onpassive is coming on meter. That is part of the stimulus plan that Onpassive is bringing also to the market. That is the stimulus that Onpassive is bringing to the market. Then when you look also into the security, no matter what we will talk, we need to secure all those data. We need to secure. Onpassive is all about data. Like my big brother, Madi the Gambo say, is what trillions of dollars. Yes. If we don't secure those data, where are we going to be? And with AI, that comes with its own security. With its own security. Value. That is the value that we bring. So when you look into Onpassive all around from west to north to east to south, that value we have it. We are going to bring it to the table, and our users, our customers are going to benefit a lot. The price, worthy. No licenses for companies. Secured. It is secured. When you look into our AI, that with the value that AI will bring to the table to our customers, they have that event prediction. That they can easily predict what attack is coming, like data breach. That is the value. Automation, dictation, action. Also from AI, these are all features that are in AI. That AI is bringing. That is the value also that is bringing. The real-time monitoring. This is also part of AI. This is also part of AI in security. Our firewalls in all the regions. That is the value. Tell me, who will not come to Onpassive? You want to talk about ONET? Social media? The best of the best. The best of the best. Even all kids who want to come to Onpassive for ONET. You want to talk about O-Virtual? My brother Vincent just talked about O-Virtual here. In my village, my grandmother would talk to me on Opal. On Opal. If the network is low, O-Virtual boost it up. Who will not come to Onpassive? So when you look into any Onpassive product from end to end, the value has that value that we are bringing on the table. Then the CEO make us to understand about AMV, AOMV, above market value. When you look at that, the products they've taken us to the next level, the next level. The next level. Can you compare any Onpassive product when you talk about the above market value with any other product that is out there? We don't like to call their names. Tell me, with all this, why would they not come? Then one product that is going to also damage the whole world. Hopeless. When we look into Obless, I don't want us to look into Obless as Onpassive, and that will look for our own project. We look into Obless now as a product. that customer will come, they will pay for their registration, but any money that will come to them, it goes straight to their account. Onpassive will not take a dime. That is the value. That is the value that Onpassive is bringing on the table. You can also buy traffic. I can remember we asked Mr. Mufareh the other day, our CEO, about can they run traffic to those OBLES customers that will come in? He said, it depends. It depends. That is the value that Onpassive is bringing on the table. The customers, all customers will run to us. They like it or not, they will run to us. Affordable, we can say this time and time and again. And that is the core spirit of Onpassive. Value. Value. He told us that our scientists, experts, researchers are in the desert, sea, mountains, working for us, trying to bring more values to our innovation labs. Because we'll be releasing products. Look like the other one he said, there are some employees now in Hyderabad, they just sit to brainstorm. They sit down to brainstorm to bring what kind of products, what products they want, that new products that are going to come to the market. That is another value that is bringing on the table. In Hyderabad, we do have AI and machine learning department for training. Another value on the table. So tell me, with all this, we cannot compete. No company out there will compete with Onpassive. I don't think so. I don't think so. He told us about that in the next 3 years, automobile, they had the top class of technology companies. They'll come to us like automobile companies who have products for them. That's another value that is adding. That is adding. Look at Burj Khalifa. Look at what happened. I think my brother Bob mentioned it also, Collins. Burj Khalifa, the marketing campaign. We have the marketing campaign we had on the 30th of March was the craziest marketing campaign that you can think of. People were there, big pictures, and the Burj Khalifa building, Onpassive, in movie theaters, Onpassive. I've never heard of or seen that in movie theaters. They should be supporting for movies, but there in some movie theaters there in Dubai, it was Onpassive. The value that we are bringing, that Onpassive is bringing. So I just want to thank everybody and say, look, we should buckle up, like the CEO said, we should buckle up, and we should be ready to enjoy the best moment of our life and reshape all our plans and everything. And I would say thank you, Auntie Lynn, for the show today, and the value that we have, and we are going to be the top and the toppest in the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Oliver. That was fabulous and covered quite a bit of ground. But bottom line is, we're all about value, unsurpassed value. So we're all proud to be part of this company, I'm sure. Next, I'd like to bring in some speakers. I'd like to start, well, before I begin, I want to just talk about a group, Onpassive Nation. When I came into Onpassive in early 2019, there wasn't a lot of structure to the company because it was in its infancy still. This group, Onpassive Nation, made a big impact on many of us. They were able to provide guidance and instruction and clarify a lot of concepts for us. And even that concept of value that we're talking about today, it emanated with Onpassive Nation. So I want to just acknowledge their contribution to Onpassive, to Ash Mufareh, and to the founder community. They have made a big impact and a wonderful impact. So I'm going to have 3 people speak. The first is Mike Ellis. Then I'm going to have Dan Street speak, and then Marty DeGarmo. And they are all part of Onpassive Nation. So I'd like to call Mike Ellis up first, and I'd like to have him talk about value and Onpassive. And this is how I learned about value back in 2019, directly from Mike Ellis. You can take the floor now, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Lynn. Those are awful kind words, but it was a cumulative effort by a lot of people. It wasn't just Marty, Dan, and I. And we're here today because of you all. We really are. Onpassive and value, the tech pros, they went from A to Z. They talked about value on top of value on top of value. And they're absolutely 100% correct. Everything they said is spot on, absolutely spot on. You can take it to the bank. But I want to come at value from a little different direction. You know, when you think about value, there's perceived value, there's real value, and there's future value. And perceived value is very, very simple. I mean, we're all here. Each and every one of us have a figure in our mind of what the value is of Onpassive. What that figure is for us. What are we going to come out with initially as Onpassive goes into the product launch to the global market? That's the perceived value of Onpassive. What do you think you're going to make? It really is as simple as that. Each of us have come into this beautiful business of Onpassive initially to take care of that bottom line. And whatever perception you have, and some people it's very, very low, other people it's very, very high, but it's only a perception. And as we look at value and we look at the real value of Onpassive, today when we look at Onpassive, we know that there are about 1.5 million founders in Onpassive. And when we think about the value of Onpassive, and I'm a numbers guy, I'm a money guy. I always look at this stuff, and I know everybody thinks about it, even though they might not talk about it. But when you look at 1.5 million founders, the real value of Onpassive day one is about between $3 and $5 billion. Okay, it's a lot of money. And when you start to talk about the real value of Onpassive, and then your perceived value, what you think you're going to make from Onpassive, you're absolutely 100% wrong, whatever number that is you have in the back of your mind. Whatever you're thinking, whether it's 500, 1,000, 5,000, 50,000, 500,000, your perceived value is wrong. And Ash says this all the time. You really do need to start dreaming. And I'll get to the future value, because that's once you understand what's coming, and the tech pros have given you a pretty good idea of what's coming. But when you start to think about the future value of Onpassive, and you think about our first year having a market cap, in other words, the amount of business we can go after of about $2 trillion. And then you think about Ash Mufareh being a master at marketing, and he really is. He's the best I've ever seen. And I've been around Marty for a long time. Marty's pretty good, but Ash, I mean, he just knocks it to the moon. And when you start to think about the future value of Onpassive with a market of $2 trillion, and I think that's conservative, guys. I really do. I look at the numbers every week, and $2 trillion, when you start to add everything that's in Onpassive, I just think our market is bigger than that. But if you just stay right there and you look at the future value, and then you start to think about your perceived value, what's coming to you, now it's time to start dreaming. Because whatever you're thinking, it's too low right now. I had this conversation with Marty not too long ago, and I just know anymore. I really don't know what that first month is going to look like. Because when you start to think about the numbers of Onpassive, the sheer market size of Onpassive, and things that are coming we don't even know about yet, and you think about that market, your perceived value, it can start to go up, guys, and you can start to dream. And Onpassive, for me, it's all about liberty and freedom. It's all about having that independence, that time freedom, that financial freedom to be able to live the life you want to live. And I know around the world, there are places around the world where it's really, really difficult right now with the things that are going on globally. Onpassive is that hope for people to get in a position where finances just don't, you don't even think about them. And for some people, it's going to happen very, very quickly. And here's really the gist. If it takes you 1 to 3 years to get to that place where you're financially independent, you have all the time freedom you want, you have mobility, you can do whatever you want, who cares? My first 10 years on online, marketing online, I didn't make a dime, guys. I didn't make a dime. I learned a lot, and it's helped me now with Onpassive and some other things. But if you can go 3 years and get to a place where you do not worry about finances at all, what's the value in that? That is Onpassive. Onpassive is going to do that for each and every one of us. Whatever your dreams are, whatever your perceptions are, Ash says it all the time, dream bigger, because he is. And his dream today, it's a reality. It's not something 4 years ago. Today, it is a reality. And very, very shortly, it's going to be happening for each and every one of us. And that's an exciting place to be. It's going to happen to each and every one of us. So that's, there's so much value in Onpassive. The tech pros, they knocked it out of the park. But there's even more than that. There's even more than what I've said today. And you all can be very, very excited because we're there. We're there. So that's it, Lynn. Just a quickie.
That was great. I appreciate it. Yes. Everyone's going to experience that true freedom very soon because of the system that we have that's automated, and AI is doing all the work for us. So it's just a wonderful platform that cannot be beat. Thank you, Mike, for sharing your thoughts. Appreciate you very, very much. Next, we go on to Dan Street, who's also part of Onpassive Nation. We're so happy to have Dan Street here with us. Go ahead, take the floor, Dan.
Well, thanks, Lynn, and thanks everybody, all the tech guys. Gosh, they pretty much said everything as far as value. They've given us all the detailed definitions of what value is and how it applies to Onpassive. I kind of think of it, I echo a lot of what Mike was saying, that we have a perceived value, but I really think we don't know about. We just don't have a clue of the magnitude of this company and the real value of what we've got in our hands here. And I just think about what Ash was saying about, he's put together a lot of really, really incredible minds, and they're brainstorming about the features and benefits of all of our products all the time. And they're excited about it. And we're excited about it because Ash said we should be excited about it because it'll blow our mind, okay? So we're think about those, the excitement level of all these minds, these guys that know so much, are excited about the potential and the future of all of the products and how we're going to disrupt all of the existing products that are out there right now. So when he talks about the ambitions of a lot of these companies that are looking at the advanced technology of what's out there today, and they have to retool. They can't do it right now. So that's why he says we're constantly 3 years ahead of the biggest tech companies in the world, and that's why the value of Onpassive is so far ahead of any of these other companies that currently exist. And the fact that we're testing for physical products and we're testing and getting patents for physical products. See, I look at the numbers too, but not to the degree that Mike does, but I'm more of a conceptual guy. And I have a belief and a faith and trust in what Ash has got going here. And the fact that I look at Ash and I see in Ash that he is very, very excited and he loves where we are right now. And he wishes he could share more. And it's a critical time for him right now because he can't share all of those details. And when I think about all of those details and I see how excited he is on these webinars, I get very excited as well. So then he talks about the nature of the percentage of what we actually know about Onpassive. And if we're at 10%, man, you know a lot more than I do if you're at 10%. Because as these, I agree with Marty, as we continue to listen to Ash and listen to everything he's got going, I mean, if you know 10%, you know a lot. You know a lot more than I do. So that's exciting stuff too. So that's really all I have. I mean, with the economic downturn, you know, set in the value of products, companies, whether you're rich or you're poor, you're evaluating your company, you're evaluating your expenses, and you're saying, okay, I've got this premium product. Do I really need this premium product? Or can I go with something maybe a little bit more valuable that has more value, that's less expensive? Well, the neat thing about Onpassive, it's way, way, way above the best premium product out there. And it's at a better value. It's at a better price. So we've got the best of both worlds. So stay excited, everybody. This is a great time to be with Onpassive. That's all I have, Lynn.
Thanks, Dan. And you know, Dan, what just blows my mind is, you know, how we only know less than 10% of what Onpassive will have for us. Can you imagine? I feel blown away now as it is, just knowing that less than 10%. But when we find out the rest, oh my gosh, we're going to fall flat on our faces. There's so much more coming. And I do think I agree with all of you as far as there's no way we can fathom what's coming and how big Onpassive is going to be. It is going to exceed all of our expectations. That's what I really believe. So I'm looking forward to this exciting journey called Onpassive that we've been on and that we will continue on. Thank you so much. All right, now we've got our man of the hour, Marty DeGarmo. Are you ready to share with us, Marty? And right now is not a time for questions and answers. So we have speakers lined up, so there's no Q&A at this time. Thank you for your understanding. So take it away, Marty DeGarmo.
Wow. Hey, OTech Pro, you guys come a long ways, man. Holy cow. Just a bunch of boring tech guys, fantastic speakers. What the heck? What a bunch of Frankensteins. Mike Ellis, I expect the best, and him and Dan, I've been with them for 10 years. And you know, we've been through a lot of bad things, so things that weren't so much fun. When I think about value, to me, is probably one of the most exciting parts of Onpassive. And because when we first got in and we met Ash Mufareh, he brought up value right away. Well, we're going to have the best value. Okay. I didn't know what it meant. I had an idea, but I really wasn't sure. Weeks later, same thing, again and again. I go, what the heck does he keep bringing up value for? But if you really understand it, looking back, as hindsight's 20/20, in the last 18 years online, this is my 19th year, you realize that value was distorted, stretched, and the truth didn't come out of value. That's why I didn't understand it. You go to a business. I remember looking for an autoresponder, and they had like 20 of them, and they had a chart trying to prove their value is better than the next guy. And there'd be 20 items, and most of them would have 18 of them, a couple of them would have all 20. Then they'd tell you the price point, and then you're supposed to decide, is that a good value? Well, best value out of that list. Is it a good value? I hope so. But you go by that. That's what we always have gone by. But even that was a lie, because after you get this so-called, you pick the best of the best at the best value, you find out that they're going to sell you something better after you get in. Now, if it was the best value, why do you keep offering the best value 5 times in a row? Somewhere along the line, the word value becomes a joke. It's not real. So you can't compare it to anything. That drove me insane. But when I look at Ash and where he's at, and I actually made a chart, the best I could, with OConnect and Zoom. It's not on the same chart. And when he says value, you know, that we always hear about correction to corruption. The value word that Ash is calling value, true value, is the correction to the corruption. Because people throw value around and it doesn't mean what it says. Or they make you, you get a perception of what you think it is. And you go, wow, this is great. But when you get in and you pay that initial price, soon as you get in, there's a little guy there going, hey, you got a good deal, but you want a better one? Give me another $39.95 and you can get super duper package. I'm thinking, damn, I thought I bought super duper package when I got it. Well, you got a good one, but it's not quite as good as this. Now, I did this. I don't want to mention names of companies, but I've done this a lot because we're trying to build a system to market. That's where all the money comes in. That's where you find out there is no value. It's crooked. They're all just lying less than the next guy. All right. So you get to the next one, you're doing the same thing and same thing, same thing. I went, holy cow. So you get all done. I'm making a page, says drag and drop, drag and drop. I could do that. Monkey could do that. Drag and drop, drag and drop. Yeah, but how do I get the code in there? That's what come. Well, you got to have a code. How are you going to? Well, you guys don't have an autoresponder. No, you got to get a Weber. Oh my God. Or you got to get a autoresponder. So what did I go look for? The elusive value. The value I thought it was all a lie. So you pick one that just sparked you the best and come to find out the one that you actually paid on, all said and done, after you pay all the hidden costs, after you pay when you get in there, it was probably the worst value of all. When Ash told you something, this is what you're getting, this is the price, it's off the chart. And people say, when he kept saying value, it's built with heart and value, heart and value, heart and value. It's like, you know, so what does that mean? Here's exactly what it means. Technology, we have unlimited value. Price, second to none in value. How far can you go with it? Unlimited range. How many people can you invite to O Connect? Unlimited. Everything's unlimited. You know, I got in Zoom the first time, said you can have a free version. Yes. So I get in, you can have 100 people, and you got 40 minutes. 39 minutes I'm into talking. I've got at least an hour left. And blink, you're up. I'll just pay for the next package. There it goes. They got the hook. They got you. Now, not that Onpassive is going to get you in there, but let me tell you what the difference is. When you pay, you're getting value. Unlimited value. That's why I said, if they come in, they'll find something they're going to want. They cannot walk by the mall of Onpassive and say, I don't want that kind of value. I'm looking to get ripped off for another 25 years. No, they're going to come in. They're going to do the comparison. You don't even have to say it. Ash is not a butcher marketer where he blows up somebody else to make himself look better. Doesn't have to. Why? Why does he not have to play that henchman type marketer? Because he has the value. He already knows he has the value. You show it, they see it, people are going to compare on their own. Look, oh my God, this isn't even on the same chart. There you go. So where's the race for second place? There is nothing in Onpassive that another company has better. Not one thing that we know of that's even close to second place. So if you don't think you're in a good place, and remember, we only know 10% if we're lucky. I thought I knew 10% in the last Monday he came on, and I realized I don't have a freaking clue what's going on. Really, I had this big thing set up, and we're going to do this, that came on, I said, well, I'm not doing that. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Because the version I knew was already obsolete. It wasn't even delivered to the world yet. But he said, you don't know what's coming, just hold on. And what does he ask for? Be patient, have trust, believe, be a core member. None of this costs any money, by the way. This is all free stuff. We already paid a whopping $97. I didn't mortgage my house to get in this, knowing what I know now. I heard Bob and all them say I'd pay 10 grand, 100 grand, whatever it costs. I'd be in Onpassive, knowing what I know now. So we have all that. And then he comes back and said, guess what? You might know 1%. So you wonder why he's jumping around on his side of the screen? Because he sees it. He sees what we have. I don't want to know if you want to know the truth. I want to be as surprised as everybody else. But I tell you what, by accident, you could build 50,000 people on your team. By accident. Because I'll tell you how it happens. Soon as the pressure of being a marketer is lifted off your shoulders, you're going to share this with everyone you know. Get rid of that. Get that off your shoulder. Am I a marketer? No, you're not a damn marketer. 99% of the people out there are not marketers. I don't care what name they put in their bio. I'm an entrepreneur. You're a trash man. I mean, you look, everybody says that, but look at the statistics. Statistics say the guy or woman that you're talking to is broke. Unless by chance you're talking to the 1.5%. And if you're talking to the 1.5%, why is he begging you to get in? Because he's the 98%. He lied. I mean, you see it every day. It's just, so we get to enter this. Look, the world has invented a sleeping giant. The necessity of Onpassive was there. Ash was the guy that would take it over and took it. And it's about to sit up in bed and stand up for the first time. And there's going to be a lot of people crapping their pants. I'll tell you right now, there's going to be CEOs going, who the hell is this? And where did they come from? And when they realize it was built with value and heart, how do you retool that? I talk to these tech guys. How do you go back and re-engineer your whole business? I'll tell you how. You can't. You cannot. So then the fight is second place. Anybody can be Burger King, and not everybody can be McDonald's. And when you take that place, and because he's thinking, how do you stay at that level? 2 or 3 years ahead, always. That's who he is. So the next time you want to talk to somebody about getting 3, and we're bringing in 3 million people a day, I'm not the guy to call. Save your dime. We're all going to do very, very well. Like Mike said, if it's 2 years to make the money of your dreams, that's not a bad thing to do. I'm on year 19. I went through tens of thousands of people, tens of thousands, built many big teams. We failed. If you can't bring in 250 people a day, you won't make it online. With Onpassive, you only need to bring in 3 because they won't leave. Do you understand what's going on? The whole concept is different. When you bring somebody in MLM, you know why they leave? Value. You've got me paying $200 a month for a product I'm not sure what it freaking does. I'm tired of drinking it. The dog won't take it, and my closet's getting full. And you want me to keep paying for that, and I don't even make enough money back to pay for the products. Where do they go? They leave. How much do you pay after you pay your subscription? 0. Where are they going to go? Nowhere. What's plan B? Zoom? Plan B is Zoom? Who's going to come to O-Connect and go back to Zoom? Stevie Wonder? I mean, come on, you'd have to be an idiot to go back and not see what we have. All you have to do is introduce it and sit back and smile, because they're going to get in. They can't pass by this mall and not want to shop. It's impossible. Everybody's going to be clamoring to get in. That's my opinion, no joke. I wouldn't say this a year ago, but after seeing what I see now and knowing what I don't know, I was going to say knowing what I know, but I realize I don't know squat. But knowing what I don't know, nobody's going to be able to walk past this mall Onpassive and not walk in the door. No one. No one. And the nice thing about it, they buy the product, they're going to buy it till they die. And they're going to share it because they don't have to. And then when they make money, guess what they're going to do? A customer comes in and has got $5 in his wallet. You say, it's only $5. When's the last time you joined a business and they paid you? I'm waiting. No one has. Here, that's a killer. In the mind, that's a killer. Did you make money? I made money the first time I joined Onpassive. You're kidding me. Nope, no joke. All the stuff he did was strategic, and all of it, if I could sum it up, is value. He OD'd on value and then built it with heart. Because Mr. Mufareh could have told Elon Musk, bite me, because he could pass him with the money he can make with Onpassive. Guaranteed. That's not his goal. He doesn't care about that at all. He said, I'd much rather make the most millionaires of any company in the world. Much rather do that. And if you just get in and you believe, you do the right thing, get to the core, tighten up that inner core. If you don't feel like I do, you're not plugged in. Not enough. Keep pushing though. And don't worry about being me. One of me is enough. And God knows one of Chris is enough. So just be the best you can be. That's all. But thanks everybody. But value is where it's going to set us free. Guaranteed. Thanks everybody.
Thank you, Marty. That was amazing. You know, Onpassive is really amazing because I think that the business model, Marty, is amazing, fabulous, watertight. Nobody can fail. Everything done for you. And it's run, Onpassive is run by a brilliant man who knows his stuff as far as marketing goes. And he happens to also know IT quite well. So when you consider all of these things, it makes a recipe for success. So I'm really excited as well as you are. And I think there's a lot coming in our future that we have no idea what's going to happen. So it's going to be a fabulous ride for all of us. Okay, at this time, I'd like to take it to our co-hosts. We have quite a number of co-hosts present today, and I would like to open the floor up for our co-hosts to chime in. So we've got Dr. Bill Williams, we've got Gladys Nyaboro here, we've got Veronica Weyang from PNG here as well, and a number of others here. I would like to ask them to go ahead and speak. And Daryl, I see you right there. Go ahead, Daryl. Good to have you here.
Yeah, there's just so much to say, and I just wanted to help everybody come into terms with the term value. We've heard, all the tech pros and the Onpassive Nation kingpins, and when we think of all that they said, from products right to values of marketing, the data centers, Mr. Mufareh, his family, all of the teams in Singapore, Hyderabad, Dubai. Let me just bring to you some terms that are synonymous to the word value. And think of everything that you just heard. Here's what value is: merit, worth, usefulness, utility, practicality, advantage, desirability, benefit, gain, profit, service, helpfulness. And then on a more esoteric or specialty side of value, this is what really touches my heart, and I think it does everyone here and who you heard tonight. Principles, ethics, standards, and morals. Because what did Mr. Mufareh say? That the definition of value is Onpassive. That's all I have to say. Thanks for letting me share.
Oh, I really like that because, you have a lot of synonyms that relate to that concept. It's a lot more than what we see at the surface. So thank you for that. I love that. All right, next we go to Dr. Bill Williams.
Hey, Lynn, thank you so much. Good to see everyone here. enjoying the show tonight with everyone speaking loud and clear the value principle. Zig Ziglar from Yazoo City, Mississippi said, if you can have everything in life you want, if you just give other people, if you just help them get what they want. So Ash is helping people get really what they want. He's delivering a very good deliverable. I want to just focus on one product for value speaking tonight, and that's really about the Oak Academy, I think, because I got involved early with Onpassive in products, being excited about Oak Academy because I've been involved in instruction and teaching for 35 years. And I started out with a trunk of slides and a slide projector from Kodak, went around the country at Kodachromes. So the motel, the airplane, dragging that trunk around is part of what I used to do. What we have in value now is a very attractive piece of work that a lot of instructors and people around the world that teach are going to use, and it's going to be so much better. In the Field of Dreams, they said that, you build it, they will come. You build a better mousetrap, and you'll get a lot more customers. Well, Ash hit one of those nails right on the head. I want to explain to you how much I used to pay to put on one course that I put together that ran for 10 years. And I would have a total fee per year of these software products. And every year I'd have to start over. But I had a website like WordPress with special types of things. And it was $3,000 to build a website with a webmaster to put it together. And then I had a funnel to market it all, ClickFunnels, and those things are like $300 a month. Email bulk mailer like Aweber, $100 a month. A merchant account, I don't even remember how much the merchant account was to set up, but it was sure a headache. And then I had an affiliate program like ClickBank, $500 a month. You've got a presentation platform like Kajabi. You've got editing. I had to put together the editing, so I had to get Camtasia, and that was $300 a year for a new update. Video editing, and then you had to have screen capture, a separate one called Snagit, $60 a year. I had a Zoom webinar set up, that's like minimum $100 a month, and then it goes up to $400 or $500 to $1,000. We all know about Zoom and what it costs. And so the big expense, though, that was $14,000. If you add all that up, that's $14,000. But I spent $20,000 at least every year on marketing just to get the butts in the seat. They say it. People sitting in front of you to teach is the highest expense, the marketing. And so the total expense of running my program was $34,000 a year. And it took me 55 hours of personal time to set all those programs up, to research them, to find out what was best, look at the updates. I had to pay professionals sometimes because it was too advanced for me. And so what I'm saying is, you look at what we're going to do for people, how much we're going to save them and how much we're going to help them. We have value upon value upon value. I think what we could probably say is the most people will spend for Onpassive might be $3,600 a year, with every month covered if you're a customer. And that means that they're going to have far less in 1 year, far, far less. We don't know how much traffic is going to come, but it might be enough traffic in there to do what I was doing for $20,000 a year. So who puts on all these programs? It's the doctors, the engineers, the life coaches, professionals of all sorts, clergy, churches, evangelists. I mean, people that want to reach large groups, large audiences are going to flock to Oak Academy. And it's an unlimited result we're going to get. So I think that was the initial attraction I had, is how much money I could probably save, and how many doctors that I was in contact with that would love to change over from the system we were using to this new AI-driven, all-in-one umbrella system. So I'm happy to see it getting ready to be launched. And all the doctors that I've been in touch with are just chomping at the bit to get to it. And I'm going to imagine if all of you guys know teachers like Daryl, they're all chomping to get to it. So it's going to be a feast. Thanks, Lynn. Good to be here tonight. Yeah, you're out.
Lynn is not a host. Buddy, do you want to make Lynn co-host or host?
Well, that's one example. And, you know, there's an example that every one of us has of how this value is going to impact. And so as many, a variety of us as there are, that's how many value equations there are available. So it's going to be a very fine day for Onpassive once we launch.
Marty, you got to make Lynn host or co-host. She cannot unmute herself. Her own locking system got her.
I'm not host. I can't do it.
Okay, somebody is
There you go.
called Onpassive as host. Is that someone else?
Someone
Someone is
I think
called
that's Julie. I
Onpassive.
think Julie came in.
Yeah, she did. She took host away from Lynn.
Me. Can she make me co-host?
So, I'm so sorry. I'm driving. I don't know how that happened.
Fired.
I am fired for sure. Marty, could you click on your name, or Lynn, click on your name and say more, and then reclaim it back? I don't know how that happened. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's okay.
There you go.
Okay, Marty's the host now.
Okay.
So Marty can make me host.
I am so sorry.
No problem. Thanks for your patience. Marty's going to make me host. And in the meantime, we'll go on to, thank you, Dr. Bell, for your comments. Appreciate your patience with us. We'll go on to Chris Johnston. Come on down, Chris.
Hey, Lynn, I'm a gentleman and I absolutely love Gladys. Gladys, if you'd like to go first, please, by all means, go first.
Thank you. Go ahead, Gladys. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much, Brother Chris, for giving me that chance. I couldn't mind you going ahead of me. And thank you, Lynn and Ron, for this show. Thank you for all the great speakers tonight. That was amazing. It makes a huge difference to hear from different speakers the value of Onpassive. Really, we need to hear this more often, as this will remind us to know where we are. Ash has given us so much value, and he continues to give us value by actually denying himself his luxury, denying his family the time that they need with him, because he wants, I think I'm hearing some music. Okay.
By denying, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
By denying himself and his family time to brand us. He said that he will make us the heroes, and I believe that his words are genuine. The products that he has created, I'm very passionate about O Bless and O Academy, because I have family, young children who were really marginalized so much during the pandemic. They had no access to online learning. So when a platform comes like O Academy that is, it's going to be very affordable, students are going to graduate without loans. And here comes O Bless, that is going to help people to the remotest place. It's for the world, both the developed countries and the developing countries and the remote villages, no matter where, all blessed will reach there. So I thank you so much for putting this together. We can speak the values of Onpassive forever. They will never end. Thank you, OTEC Pros, and all the great speakers tonight. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Onpassive.
Thank you, Gladys. Great contribution. Appreciate you so much. All right, we go now to Mr. Chris Johnson.
Hey. By the way, Marty, Stevie Wonder just called me. He said, hey, Marty, I'm blind. I'm not stupid. I'll be on O Connect, just to let you know. I want to, number one, the four guys, my favorite tech guys in the whole world. And to kick it off with Mike, Dan, and Marty is always exciting to me. I absolutely love it. Now, these guys are teaching you what value is. I just figured out a way in my crazy mind how so you can feel what the value is of Onpassive. So I got a little test I want you all to do tomorrow. I want you all tomorrow, if you have this, go out in your backyard and get your garden hose, okay? And then I want you to get that garden hose and put it up to your face. And I want you to just turn that spigot just a little bit where that water is just kind of trickling out in your tongue, okay? That's maybe that 5% Ash is talking about. And then I want you to take that spigot and crank that thing full blast and hit that water in the face. That's what the value of Onpassive is. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. You're going to feel it from every direction, and it's just going to keep flowing and flowing. And no one's going to turn that valve off. That's that residual thing, residual water, we'll call it. We're going to change it from apples to flowing water. You're going to be standing at the bottom of a slide that's about as high as Mount Everest, and every ounce of water in this world is going to be rushing right down to you. That's the power and the value of Onpassive, to feel it in the layman's term, because you know me, I looked up, Onpassive for Dummies. There's my picture again. I can't compete with these tech guys, but I'm getting real good at figuring out how to explain in layman's terms what value is, what the power is. Listen, Onpassive is everything everyone needs. It has been. The world right now needs a superhero. I believe Onpassive's got a cape that's going to cover the whole world, and it's going to fix a lot of things through the help of 1,500,000 people, and it's going to keep growing. I do realize that when Onpassive does launch to the world, when people actually start seeing things, not just the products, but what Obless is really going to do. I'm that Obless guy. Can you imagine every news channel in the world? What are they going to be talking about? Isn't it time that we turned down the news and we saw some good for once? You turn down the news, everything's always rotten. It's rotten to the core. I believe Onpassive is going to fill every gap that's wrong in this world to make it straight and narrow, and it's just going to bring the value like you wouldn't believe, but it's going to help a lot of people. That's all I got, Lynn.
That was great. Perfecto. Thank you, Chris. I see we have Julie here. Julie Wynn. Come on down, Julie.
Hi, Lynn. Hello, everyone. First of all, I wanted to apologize for what just happened. I was driving, and you know how summer kids want to go everywhere. So I said, okay, I'm going to join in and listening in as much as I can, but I could not believe what just happened. So I want to apologize for that. I'm kind of listening in as I am going. And I was seeing so many values that everyone here had shared. It's beautiful, and it makes me coming to think there's 32.5 million small businesses, not just small business here in the U.S. Some of them are some of us, I'm thinking, what we know now in Onpassive will make the biggest impact in all the small business owner now. Think about it. If you were going down to your own neighborhood, small businesses, supermarket, talk about Onpassive, share Onpassive with them. I cannot wrap my head around to see how excited it is for all of us to go out there and share Onpassive with people, with small businesses, and 32.5 million small businesses are only in the US. Imagine 1.5 millions of us doing the sharing, talking about Onpassive, giving it to them. Listen, if we all do that, a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, when you see these business owners, you're going to see their happiness, their passion in loving what they do. They're not doing it because of money anymore, but it's a passion inside of them having small business. That's the way they do. And I mean, like, I'm literally shaking. I just see the joy in people. The things that all of us doing here, the rewarding of it is when we share something that's so valuable to us, sharing that with other people and see that smile, see that embraces in them. I think that is the most rewarding that we could ever receive. So founders, non-founders, if you're looking to be part of Onpassive, go do it. I don't know what else to say. I think if we can all do that, oh, it's beautiful. We're going to have a peaceful world. I don't see there's competition anymore. I don't see there's fighting. I don't see none of that anymore. I will see, business are booming, and people are having passionate. I mean, they're passionate about what they're doing. A lot of us open our own business or running our own business because we know that we can do better, or some of us do it because we think that is some kind of values that we want to share with people. But at the end of the day, all of us will be doing that. We'll be all smiling. Everybody will have that peacefulness in them and doing what they love. So that is something that I want to bring it up today. And gosh, we're in such a good time. I don't know. I don't have a word to express how appreciation I am to what is happening today in Onpassive and what's going to happen in the world when Onpassive is its own stimulation package. It's beautiful. That's all I want to say, Lynn and Ron. Thank you, both of you, for doing this, all the tech team and everyone who spoke today. It's just really beautiful for what you're sharing. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Julie. And we are in a great place just by being here in Onpassive. I do agree with you on that. All right, we go on now to Veronica Weong from Papua New Guinea. We'd love to hear from you, Veronica.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Veronica.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. And I listened to everyone who has spoken earlier, our Tech Pro team, the Onpassive Nation team, and everyone who has spoken earlier. We've heard all the different speakers describing and amplifying what Ash Mufareh said, the core spirit of Onpassive is value. And we've had different values described beautifully. I mean, it's just listening to everyone, I'm just speechless. It really makes you appreciate that this founder's position in Onpassive is a gift. And I can't say thank you enough to Ash Mufareh. He has given us, every founder, the 1.5 million founders all around the world, the ability and the opportunity to now go on and impact our own world, our environment and our communities, wherever we are. Onpassive is disruptive technology. It's also built with love and compassion. It's just going to underpin, it's going to send everyone off to do so many things. I mean, Ash is one person, but look at what he's done. He's impacted our lives. Just being part of this community already has changed many of our lives. We've come together as a big family. I mean, that's a value that, you can't put any price to it. Onpassive is priceless. We've looked at so many angles looking at what Onpassive is from a technical point of view to the commercial aspect of it, dealing with the moral aspect of it, and in the current commercial practices that Marty and Mike Ellis were had explained and described to us. Onpassive is the answer. It answers all of that and more. It gives everybody an equal opportunity. And so just imagine when we come on live and we're out there in the world, impacting not just the 4.5 billion people who are internet users right now, we're going to impact the entire globe, the entire world population. I mean, that is the value that Onpassive is going to bring. And it's just, there's really no words for it. I can't find the words for it, but Ash Mufareh is right. I mean, he said it, he clinched it by saying the core spirit of Onpassive is value, and it's value through and through. Many are saying we are going to recession, and I think we already are. But the stimulus package is Onpassive, and Onpassive is going to uplift so many lives in every way that you can imagine. I am so thankful, and I am also proud and privileged to be a founder. And I thank you, thank you everyone. It's been a wonderful meeting today, just listening to everyone and being uplifted, just listening. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Veronica. Yeah, I think Onpassive is a gift to each and every one of us. Yes, we paid the founder fee, but even so, it is truly a gift that we are all going to be beneficiaries of. I agree with you on that. Onpassive is way more than we can envision it is.
And while we're talking to Veronica and Papua New Guinea, do we know how David did in his election?
I think Veronica might know. Would you know, Veronica?
It's crazy.
Is the election over?
No, it's still going. It's there are a lot of issues with it everywhere. So in the electorate that I am, we have not voted yet, but that's how it is. So hopefully in 2027, we will utilize a number of the Onpassive products to turn this thing around and do it the right way.
I understand. Right. There's a lot of challenges there.
There's so many challenges.
I can imagine. Well, we'll hope for the best. David definitely deserves to be in office because he could effect a lot of positive change for the community. So we'll hope and pray that it all works out.
Yes,
Thank
we
you
have
for
a couple
asking,
of
Dr. Bill. Well, go ahead, Veronica. Go ahead.
We have a couple of founders running in the elections, in this election, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if we can get one or two founders in, then wow, we're in there, so we can make some changes.
Definitely. Definitely. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you. All right, at this time, I don't see any more hands from co-hosts. We don't have a general question and answer period for this particular webinar. Thank you for your understanding. We've gone over 2 hours and 15 minutes already. So for example, Laurie, we will not be taking comments from the panelists. Please understand this, okay? But what we're going to do right now is we're going to go back to our OTEC pros, and we would like to have them share a few words before we end. So we can start with Vincent Ete, please.
Thank you, Angeline. I think like everyone, it was a great webinar. I thank all the participants. Thanks all the great leaders who came also to support this webinar. We thank you all, and then wish to see you, I think, next week. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful evening. And then we should see you again for this great event again. We'll keep having event every week, same time. So you are all welcome. Thank you all the Leadership Council members for your great contribution as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Vincent. Now we go to Oliver Fonte.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody also being here with us, and I hope we'll all go back with something. The value, I want to talk, also want to mention that the CEO told us a few days ago again that we are going to have multi-labs, metaverse, lab, AI, physical, mechanical, bio, and bio industry that he didn't even mention, but he told us the other day. So, and we know just 10% or even 2%. Some of us maybe it's 2 or 3, but I know maximum some maybe it's 10% that we know. So we should be proud of ourselves for taking that leap of faith to be part of this great journey that is going to impact the world. We are going to touch somebody's life. We are going to replicate ourselves. The impact that we are going to help all over the world with a lot of foundations that are coming up. Humanitarian groups that are going to come up like that of Chris Johnson. I have one. Winners, we do have one. Collins have one. Everybody's going to have to do something after filling their tanks, said by the CEO. So I want to thank everybody. With the value that we are going to bring, we should also start thinking how we are going to impact the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Oliver. Now we go to Collins Mana.
Thank you, Lynn. Just want to greet everyone again. You know, I've just listened to all the leaders, Dr. B. Williams, Chris, you know, Julie, Maddie, you know, you guys have just taken it to another level. You know, Darren, and, you know, it's just mind-blowing. But what I want to say here, going back to our CEO, he says, there is goodness in every human being. There is goodness in every human being. And the way I look at goodness, he said, Onpassive was built out of goodness. And in goodness, we have disruptive technology. So Onpassive was built out of goodness and love. And in goodness, we have disruptive technology. So without goodness, you know, we wouldn't have Onpassive. Because imagine the way our CEO thinks. He said, I want to bless, you know, 1 million+ founders so they can go out and do good to others. It wasn't because he wants us to put the money in our pocket and be comfortable, but he was thinking about goodness, you know, using Bless and everything, what Chris Johnson is doing. Because of that heart of Mr. Ash Mufareh, he said he wants to create 1 million Mother Teresias so they can go out and still replicate what the intention of building Onpassive is all. That is the idea of our CEO, goodness. So I think this is what we have to take back home, goodness and value. Because in goodness, there is value. Every human being has value. So we are more than value, and that is why we have value upon value. And this is the goodness of our CEO, because he always think about us and said, how can I add value to 1.23 million strangers, people that he doesn't even know, never met before. Maybe they have met some of us, some of the leadership council members, but most of us actually don't even know us. But he built something for complete strangers. And that is the amazing thing. And not only build, but value us, because the value comes from all the founders and everybody, 1.3 million. That is the value. Because when he sees us and says, you know what, I need to add value more. I need to do something crazy. So the world will go crazy, you know, and this is the value. Don't listen to, you know, all the other leaders. It's just like, I'm just thinking not from the technology point, but to look at value in goodness. So thank you very much. And Lynn, I'll just leave it there and take it over.
That was pretty cool, Collins. Values from a different perspective of goodness. I like that. Very cool. Oh, okay. Now we go on to Bob Takuti. You're up, Bob.
Yes, Antilene, thank you for having us again tonight. I just want to send my greetings to Mr. Mike Ellis. I didn't realize he was here when I spoke earlier. It's good to see you, Mr. Ellis. You know, tonight we've talked about the value of Onpassive. You know, to me, I believe Onpassive is the only value-oriented company that I know that comes from the inception and is thinking of the most value that it could give to her customers. And there's one thing that we must remember: the reason why we are our founder, Mr. Ash Mufareh, has been and is very successful at adding and compounding value to Onpassive from the inception. Let us remember, let us distinguish Onpassive from all the other big tech companies that are out there. Onpassive is not a company that is struggling to start from a garage or a mistake at the dormitory at Harvard. Onpassive is being founded by somebody who's well off. We all agree. Our founder is a wealthy guy. He's fine. So he can take his time to give value to the world, to add value and to compound the value every day, day after day after day. That's what is happening right now. As we wait for Onpassive, as we joyfully wait for Onpassive, what is happening is the value is being added, is being compounded. You know, we are fortunate, we are privileged to have the only CEO on earth who starts his company and his primary objective is to uplift all of us, so that we can also go and uplift others. So, and I'll just end by saying that, I'll quote our CEO by saying that it is time for the greatest shape of your lives, and you, all of us, our names are going to be heard. Back to you, Antilene.
Great ending, Bob. I like that. We are in for an exciting ride, you guys. I hope you are all buckled up and ready. I am. I can't wait, actually, right? Bob and I, we've talked about it. We can't wait for things to start rolling. I mean, they're rolling now, but for things to really get moving. So exciting. All right. All right. So I wanted to give Marty a chance to speak if you wanted to say any final words. I don't want to overlook you, Marty. Oh, is he here? He might have stepped out.
He's gone.
Oh, okay, he's gone. Chris, you have any final words for us, Chris?
Yep. Good night. I love you all.
That was a quick one. Okay. All right. So I want to give our thanks for all the people that make this webinar possible. And I'm going to start with the attendees, because sometimes I forget to say attendees, and you guys are very important to this webinar. With no attendees, we wouldn't have a webinar. So that's the first thing I want to say. Thank you to all of you who are here today. We had almost 600 people attend, and I think that's a record for us. I mean, when we have Mr. Mufareh here, then of course we have more than 600. But for a night that without Mr. Mufareh here, 600, almost 600 is a record for us. So thank you for your faithfulness and your loyalty in coming to Onpassive, to our webinar every week. We appreciate you coming to Friday Night Live. Okay, I want to thank Bill Musk. He creates this background that you see behind me. I saw that he created a new one that has the OTech Pros names on this side. So I had asked him if he can share that with us. We would love to use it. It's beautiful. Thank you to Myra Aquino. She is the one that has created our promotional video, promotional graphics from week to week. She works hard on it, and she's very patient with me as I ask for revisions and things. So she's just a lovely lady with a heart for us. Thank you, Myra. Thank you to John Barilla, who monitors our chat and the YouTube chat, as well as the actual webinar chat. It's a thankless job, but he's willing to do it every week. So we love you for that, John. Thank you to Gladys Nyaboro and Manoj Jacob. I happened to notice that both of them helped me promote this webinar on social media. So when I post in Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, etc., and LinkedIn, I see who is posting in addition to me without being asked. And Gladys and Manoj both did that this week and last week. So I appreciate you, because if only I promote, there's only so much I can do. But when we have multiple people promoting our webinar. It's so much more effective and powerful. So I want to thank Gladys and Manoj. We appreciate your efforts. Thank you to Chris, who's here every week, and he helps me when I have technical glitches. I appreciate you. And Julie as well. Appreciate you, Julie. Thank you to our leaders that have spoken today. We have had, thank you to Dan Street, Daryl Cook, Dr. Bill Williams, Gladys Nyaboro, Julie Wynn. Did I say Chris Johnson? In case I didn't, Chris Johnson, Mike Ellis, Veronica Weyang. We're all here to speak today. So I really appreciate your contribution to our webinar. I think I covered everybody. So don't forget, come every week. We have this webinar Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We have a new topic every week, and we make sure that we work hard on the topic and prepare so that it is good content that you find valuable, that will keep you coming back to Friday Night Live. And we want to remind you that tomorrow at 11 a.m. is the OTech Pros webinar. And we have Comfort, who is going to be asking questions of the panelists, our OTech Pros, and we'll have Marty there as well. So please join us. The webinar link will be posted in the back office as well as on social media. You may have already seen me posting on social media. And then we're going to have the Papua New Guinea webinar, which is going to be Sunday at midnight. Yeah, midnight. So please join us for that. We'll have our OTech Pros present on that webinar as well. Am I missing anything? Oh, and Sunday we have Heroes webinar at 1:30 p.m. We have Marty and Red. Red gives updates. Marty gives his spiel. And then we have Andy Burks speak at that as well. And we have great moderators, and we usually have a very, very good turnout, and the material is good. You will learn from it. So we hope to see you on Sunday. It is a public webinar, and we do post it in the back office. So you'll get the link there. And at this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute everybody. My style is to let you guys say bye-bye for a long time, because I do know we didn't have a question and answer today. So I'm going to make up for it by having the bye-bye period very long. Okay, so I'm going to take it to the gallery, and then I'm going to make it on the speaker view. So just enjoy this period where you get to say bye to each other. All right, I'm going to unmute everybody. Go for it. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Everybody, thank you.
OMV, everybody. OMV.
Love you all.
Another question, Mr. Benny. Bye-bye.
You guys.
Night, everyone.
Bye,
everyone.
Bye.
See you, John, and everyone.
William.
Hi,
Colin.
So much, lovely Lynn, for this webinar.
Serena.
Can't wait to see you in person.
Bye.
Bye, Loretta.
Beautiful, Camila.
Bye.
Love you all.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Lenny. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Love from Edmonton.
Bye now. Goodbye now. Bye, bye, bye.
Good night.
It's another Friday night live for you.
Thank you.
God bless.
See you
Bye, Dr. Benny.
I'm gonna John.
Get out of here.
See you again. Tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Joe. I got shy.
Good night, everyone. Have a
Lot of love from Edmonton.
good night.
Love you all. Good night.
See you tomorrow, Lynn. Good night.
You guys.
See you tomorrow, Lynn. See you
Value
tomorrow.
you guys.
Bye.
Bye, you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Night. Sister Bridget. Good night, Dr. Benny. Good night. Good night, Tina. Good morning, Tina.
Bye now. Goodbye. Bye, 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 bye. And we'll see you all again. We'll see you all again someday.
Bye. Good night
Bye,
from
so
me
long.
all. Good
Farewell.
night.
We'll
Bye.
see you all again
Good job.
someday.
To all of the Muslims who celebrating.
There we go.
Eid Mubarak to all the
Farewell. We'll see
Muslims
you all
here.
again. We'll see you someday. Bye bye. Farewell. Onpassive says goodbye to you. Good farewell. Au revoir.
Broadway show.
Thank you. Bye, Dennis. Love you.
Bye, China.
Ciao, ciao, everyone.
Ciao, ciao.
Buonanotte.
Hey, John.
Bon nuit, bonsoir.
Bonsoir, Dr.
À tout à
Lenny.
l'heure.
Arrivederci, arrivederci, arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Domani. Ciao, ciao.
Arrivederci. Ciao. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Good night. Have a good night.
Buonanotte a tutti.
Buonanotte.
Bye, Casey. Woo. At last I
Today
see you.
is
Bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Au revoir. Au revoir. Bonne nuit.
Now, goodbye from New York City.
Edmonton, Canada. Good to see you all.
Lake Erie.
Bye. Bye.
I thought I was crazy.
Hey, Robert.
Good night, all of you.
Yeah.
Good night, Len. Good night, Gina.
Haley.
Thank you, Robert.
Good night, Tina.
Thank you so
Okay,
much,
say goodbye to all you.
everyone. Much
Oh
love.
my God.
Night,
Love you
Chris.
all.
Night, Alex. Night, Bill. Good night. Hi, Gary. Hi, Casey. Hi, Tina. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Robert.
Bridget. Hi, Greg.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you,
See
all
you
the
now.
leaders,
Goodbye.
each and every one. Hi, John. Robert. Pro guys. Thank you to my tech brothers.
Thanks to everyone.
Yes, Brother Vince.
Vincent.
Thank you. Before you know, we're all going to meet each other.
Oliver.
Long goodbye.
Live well. Thank you.
Bye.
UK, good morning. UK people. Bamako
Yes, good morning.
people, good morning.
Absolutely.
Good morning in
Have a
UK.
good
Good morning,
day.
not good night. Oh my God.
Yeah, thank
Good
you.
night. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Oh, dear.
Sunshine here.
Yeah. We are going to bed and you are starting the day.
That's life.
Have a good one. Love you all.
Love
Have
you
a great
guys.
night.
Thank you so much.